In this video, I'm going to show you different scenario where you need to control back button in your Android app. This is my Sankti and thanks for tuning in. Feel them on. In this video, so let's start. For this, I'm going to create a new Android Studio project and I'm to say new project. And then I'm going to say control back button. And then I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to select an empty activity, and then I'm going to click on next, and finally I'm going to click on finish. So our project is created successfully, and now I'm going to switch to my blog post so we can see what scenario I covered in my blog post, and then we are going to simulate all those scenarios in this video. So let me switch to my blog post, and if you want to copy code from my blog post, the blog post URL is available in the description of this video. The first scenario is exit confirmation. So when user is going to click on back button, then you need to display a confirmation box. Are you sure you want to exit? So we are going to cover this first scenario, and for this I'm going to open my control back button. And for controlling all backpaste event, we need to override a function on backpaste. I'm going to say on backpaste, and most of the code we are going to write in this function. Okay, so let me first remove this function and I'm going to launch this newly created app in Android emulator, and then we are going to see the default behavior for back button. So I'm going to launch our app inside our Nexus 5X API 26 emulator, and let's see the default behavior. Our app is launched successfully, and if I'm going to click on this back button, then our app is going to be closed. So this is the default behavior if you are going to add an activity. Let me go and change few things. First thing, I want to change this text to hello William. Okay. Next, I want to override our on back pressed function. So I'm going to override this function, and let's see again what is going to be changed now. Launch this again, and let's press back button once more. Again the same behavior. Now for controlling our back button, we are going to modify this function. So let's first comment this line and let's see what is going to be changed. Our app is now started successfully. Now I'm going to click on this back button again. Now my back button is not working. So if you want to disable your back button, this is a way you can disable your back button. Now we need to display a confirmation box. So for this, I'm going to copy some codes from my blog post, and inside this I'm going to copy this line, new alert dialog. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and inside this we need to import few classes, and let's say support version 7. I want to import dialog interface. Okay, now no red text, so our code is ready. Now inside this we are creating a new instance for our alert dialog, and in our alert dialog builder we set the icons, and the icon is icon dialog alert. So this is going to be the icon for your dialog. You can change your icon something else. So let's say if I want to use lock idle alarm and so on, so you can change it using this, but I'm fine with this alert icon. Next is your title. What is the title for your dialog box? So exit the demo app and the message. Are you sure you want to exit? And then we have button. So set positive button text, we are setting the positive button text is yes, and for negative button we are setting the text is no. So let's say if I'm going to change it to Y and N, then our dialog is going to be rendered with a Y and N button. But Y and N is not user friendly, so I'm going to change it back to yes, no. Okay, when our yes button is going to be clicked, so we are overriding on click listener. So this yes button is going to be clicked, then we are closing our app. So let me relaunch our app inside our emulator, and now our app is launched successfully. Let's press back button, and this is our confirmation dialog. Exit demo app. Are you sure you want to exit? If user is going to click on yes, our app is going to be closed. If user is going to click on no, then nothing is going to be happen. So let's say if I want to write something else here, so let's say on no, I want to display something, so I'm going to copy this listener here, Control C, Control V, and I'm not sure what is wrong. Okay, so let's say new dialog on click listener, and inside this we are going to say display a toast message. So I want to make a text, context is this, and the message thank you, thanks for not closing, and I want is length long, and then I want to show this. Okay, and let me rearrange my code a little bit so you can see it properly. I'm not sure why it is not happy. Okay, so let's say we are going to create a context here, context, and I'm going to say context should be this, and we are going to use context. Okay, now let's launch this app one more time. Our app is restarted, and if I'm going to click on back, and then if I'm going to click on no, oops, it's not working. Stop, press on no, and thanks for not closing. Okay, sorry for this typo, thanks for not closing. And if user is going to click on yes, our app is going to be closed. So let's press back button and click on yes, and our this activity is now closed. Now let's say you have multiple activity in this app, and you open multiple activities in your app, and this one is the latest one. And if you are going to click on yes, then the super on back pressed and finish is going to be behave differently. Now this is the exercise for you, how it is going to be behave different. This is you need to find. Now we are going to move on the second scenario. So this first scenario we already covered the confirmation. This scenario is press again for exits. So I saw multiple apps where user need to press twice to close the app. On the first back press, user is able to see a toast message, are you sure you, or press again to close. When user is going to press again the back button in certain amount of time, then your app is going to be closed. So how to achieve this scenario? For this, I'm going to first remove all these changes. So let me remove this new alert dialog, and context, I'm no problem with the context. So let me go and open our blog post because I want to copy some code. Okay, now inside this we are going to copy this line, if press again X, and I'm going to copy this entire code, and we need to define some boolean variable. So let me first define it. So I'm going to say boolean press again to exit, false. And let's understand the code for this. Now let's understand the code. Let me arrange the code a little bit. So yeah, and we need to import this class. Okay, now what is inside this? In this we are checking the boolean function. If this is true, then we are using super on breakfast, or you can say you can use finish here. Okay, so by default our press again is false. So first time user is going to click on this, then this condition is going to be false. So it is going to be inside else part. So first time user is going to be click on back button, our press again is false. So we are going to move in, our code is going to move inside our else block. So on first back press, we are changing press again to exit to true, and then we are displaying a toast message, press back again to exit, and then we are created a handler. If user not clicked in 1 second, then change press again value to false. Okay, so let me first remove this line so we can understand the difference. So this code is only if user is going to, this code is to handle the short interval back press. User is going to press twice in 1 second, then only our app is going to be closed. Let's delete this code first and launch our app. Okay, I press back button. I saw a message, press back again to exit. So let's wait for few more seconds. 1, 2, 3. And now if I am again going to press back, then our app is going to be closed. I don't want this behavior. I want the behavior if user press back twice in short interval, then only our app is going to be closed. So let me paste our code once again and let's execute our app now. So our app is launched successfully, and let me scroll our code. Okay, so first time if I'm going to press back, then our press again is false. It is going to be in else part. Now our press again is true. We waited more than 1 second. It means this code is going to be executed, and this code is again resetting our press again to exit value. Now if I am again going to click on back button, I am again going to see the same message, press back again to exit. Let's try one more time, and this time I'm going to press again and again. Okay, so 1 second I think is very short duration, and see my app is closed. So let's make this interval to 2 seconds. Okay, now again I'm going to launch my app. Okay, our app is launched successfully. If I'm going to click on back, I saw a message and again I pressed back. So 2 seconds is enough. Less than 2 is not recommended, and more than 2 is, or you can say more than 3 is not recommended. So this is the second scenario where we are displaying a toast message, press again to exit. Let's see what is the third scenario. So this is the demo for press again to exit, and this is for WebView. Okay, now in some apps you need to use WebView, and let's say in WebView user views more than 1 pages, then you need to allow user to move back using your back press button. If your web view is no longer move back, then only you need to close your app. Now how to achieve this scenario? For this scenario we need to first modify our manifest file, and we need to add internet permission. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to open app, manifest, Android manifest, and inside this I'm going to paste my line. Next thing, I want to remove all this code for scenario 2. I don't want scenario 2 codes, and I want to remove this bracket also, and this boolean variable is also not required. Now we are going to create a web view inside our main layout. For this I'm going to copy this code or web view code. I'm going to open main activity, and then I'm going to remove this text and I'm going to paste this. Let me open design view, and now this our entire layout is filled with web view. Okay, next we need to modify our main activity. Inside main activity we are first define two variables. The first is for storing web view and second is our website URL. Next I'm going to initialize our web view. So I'm going to copy this first line. This first line is going to initialize our web view, and then we are assigning web Chrome client, set web view client, browser settings, enable JavaScript. So let me paste this line. Okay, so this is web settings. We need to import this. My web view client, we are going to create this my web view client. And next is web view load URL. So inside load URL we are loading our vlemon.com website. Okay, now we need to create a web view client. So I'm going to copy this code and then we are going to paste it. Okay, and let's import this class, import bitmap. Great, so everything is fine now, and I'm going to stop my app and then we are going to relaunch our app, and let's see the default behavior. So our app is launched and WebView loaded our URL, and let's see now if I'm going to press back, nothing is happening. Why? Because we disabled this line. So let me enable it first and let's relaunch our app one more time. Stop it and relaunch it. Our URL is loaded. If I'm going to press back, our app is going to be closed. Let me relaunch our app. Control back button, and our URL is loaded. Let me go and scroll down. Let's open blog. Let's open Android, view all post. Okay, now if I'm going to press back, then our app is directly going to be closed. I don't want this behavior. I want first it's go to home page, and then not home page, first all the history is clear, then my app is going to be closed. So how to control this? For this we are going to copy the remaining code from our blog post, and this whole line is going to be control the same thing. So I'm going to remove this and there. Okay, in this we are checking if web view can go back. If yes, then first go back. If web view is not able to go back, then close the app. So let's see the difference. So our app is loaded successfully, our URL is loaded successfully. Now let's see, I want to open calendar, and then I want to check this URL. Okay, so now let's press back button. So we move back first to calendar, and if I'm going to press again back, we move to our home page, and if now we are going to press back, then our app is closed. So first we are moving to history. When history is cleared or our history is completed, then our app is closed. So this is our third scenario. And now the fourth scenario, or before explaining the fourth scenario, I want to show you the final scenario. Okay, so let me go. Okay, so first I want to show you the fifth scenario, and then I'm going to cover the fourth scenario. Okay, for fifth scenario, in our fifth scenario, we have a form. Let's say you have a form or profile form or registration form. You have a form. If user made any changes in the form, then you need to display a confirmation box. Are you sure you want to change? Are you sure you want to go back? Because you have unsaved changes. So we need to display a confirmation box when we have unsaved changes in our fields. So this is the fifth scenario, save data before exit. Okay, so for this I'm going to remove this web view, or let me convert it to edit text. Let me go and let's say edit text, and I'm going to say it's maybe full name and width match parent, height wrap content. Let's switch to design view, and this is our edit text. And can I able to add hint? Add what is your name? And I'm going to add a default value, because we are in this app, we are not demonstrating how to save stuff. We are only want to show how to display a confirmation box if there is any unsaved changes. So I'm going to add a default text here. It's Mayank Sangvi. Okay, and I think I have something in clipboard, I'm not sure. Oh, it's edit text full name, no problem. And I'm going to assume this is the saved changes. I'm going to copy this name, and then I'm going to add a string, and let's say string is full name, and inside this I'm going to add a default value Mayank Sangvi. This URL is no longer required, WebView is not required. I'm going to remove all these codes for WebView, and this is again for WebView, and this is our default constructor or default override function for on back pressed. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to initialize our edit text. So edit text, edit text full name, and I'm going to call this edit text. Okay, now all these codes are written in older version of Android Studio. In new version of Android Studio, you're not compulsion to write this edit text full name. Okay, well, how to control, how to know if there is any unsaved changes? For this I'm going to on back pressed if edit text full name dot get text equals to my full name, then super back press. Okay, if my edit text full name get text is equals to full name, then only go back, else display a message or display alert box. So let me copy the code for alert box quickly. or let's display a text toast message only. You have unsaved changes. Let me go arrange this. You have unsaved changes. Okay. Now we are going to launch our app. So in your real app, you need to add here a confirmation box for exit. Okay, our app is started successfully, and if I'm going to, let's say, remove I, and then I'm going to press back, you have some unsaved changes. Please save it and then try again to close. So let's say if I'm to, I have a save button here, and in on click of save button we are overwriting this, then we are going to allow user to save or allow user to close the app. I think I can demonstrate the save functionality. So let me go and quickly add a button here. Button match parent wrap content. I want to add a text ID button save. Let's say add a text here, text save, and we are going to switch to design view here, and this is my button, and I want to arrange this here. Okay, rest of the thing is fine. And if I'm going to open my activity, I'm going to add a button here, button save. I'm going to initialize our find id or .id, and I'm going to say set on click listener, set on click listener, new on click listener. And when I'm going to click on this save button, we are saving our full name inside our full name string variable. So let me go and let's say edit text, or let's add a get text dot condition is length is greater than 0, then only save the change. Get text dot toString, and in the else part, let's say we are going to display a message, nothing to save, and I'm going to copy this toast message directly from here. I'm going to paste this, and okay, this time I'm to use context. We did not remove the context, so that's why we can use it. And I'm going to say text nothing to save, and I want to remove this extra text. Okay, now when we are going to click on button save, if we have anything inside full name, then only we are going to modify the full name value. And if let's say if I'm again going to modify full name, and then let's say if I'm going to modify the full name, and if I did not press save, then full name string and edit text full name get text value is not going to be same, then we need to display unsaved changes message. So whenever we are going to click on save button, our edit text value is going to be stored in full name. Let's say if I modify anything inside our edit text, then if you are not going to click on button save, then your full name string is not going to be same with the text available in your edit text. So let's try this example. So I'm going to stop this and relaunch this. Okay, now let's say I'm going to add a space, and then I'm going to add 2, and then I'm going to press save button, and now our string full name contain v2. And let me change back my name, and then if I'm going to press back, then the message we got, you have some unsaved changes. Again click on save button. Now our full name contains our actual name. Now if I'm going to press back button, oh, it is still saying that you have some unsaved changes. I'm not sure what is wrong. Okay, let's press back in. Okay, so we have some bug here. I'm not sure what is. Okay, so if edit text got get text dot toString equals full name. Our app is launched successfully. Let's press save button, press back. Our app is closed. I'm going to change this to press back. You have unsaved changes, save it, press back, our app is closed. Now the last scenario is the drawer scenario. For this I'm going to quickly, I want to remove this main activity. Okay, delete anyway. I'm going to remove this layout also. Okay, and then I'm going to right click new activity and I'm going to say navigation drawer activity. Click on finish. Oops, I want to make it a launcher activity. I think it's done. Okay, no problem. So we are going to, oh, it is going to take some time. Okay, everything is done. Let's go manifest and activity main activity. Stop this and relaunch it. Oh, we have something wrong. We need to edit the configuration. Okay, to make this activity as a launcher activity, for this I'm going to add these two lines. I want to add indent filter. I want to say category Android name, and it's launcher, and that's it. And I want to add an action, and inside this I'm going to search name, and this is man. Okay, let's launch our app now. Okay, in this scenario, if our drawer is open, then we need to first close this drawer and then we need to close the activity. Now how to handle this scenario? For this I'm going to open main activity.java class, and inside this we have this code. This code is generated by our template. We use navigation drawer template while we are adding our new activity. So inside this template, this code is auto generated. In this we are looking for our drawer, find view by id if r.id drawer, and then we are checking the drawer open state. If drawer is open, then we need to first close the drawer, and if drawer is not open, then we need to close this app. So this is the fifth scenario and this is the last scenario. In this I did not write anything. I used the default navigation drawer activity. In the default navigation drawer activity template, this code is already there. So I hope I tried to cover most of the scenarios, and if I missed any scenarios, feel free to add those scenarios in the comment of this video. I will try to create videos for all those scenarios. So that's it for this video. Some important URLs.